Hello and welcome to BFP Night in North America. We are back here again on a Tuesday night to go do 50 magic miles around New Hampshire Motor Speedway. My name is Spencer Morris, and I'll be bringing you the action tonight, along with my good friend, lead announcer for 660 Speedway 660, and my co-host here tonight, Jesse Thompson. Jesse, how's it going?
Spencer, it's wonderful to be back here in the virtual Granite State, the Magic Mile, a beautiful racetrack. Bob Bear helped build it so many years ago. We've seen fantastic racing over the years. Tonight, it is 50 laps, as you've said, of the BFP iLate Model Stock Car Tour. I want to make sure we got the tour in there. We are a touring series. Cars rolling off here on the Magic Mile, ready to roll off with heat race number 1.
You've got this week's guest on BFP, Davey Rineout, then the number 70 Haviline Machine rolling off on the pole. Brent Roy to the outside. John Miller in the 6 is going to roll off third. Jake Grout in the 49 is going to roll off from the 4th position. You've got Cody Sanborn in the 71, Tyler Conley in the 45, Cody Peloit in the number 39, and Dustin Sally, running Rebel racer from Oxford Plains Speedway in the 18. Tyler Griffin in the 25, Bradley Stefani in the 89, Angel Girucci in the 32, Kerry Craner in the 47, Scott Dinnan, our admin of the event, in the 95. Arthur Jordan and Nick Rainberg are going to round out the field as the pace car is off. Jesse?
Green, green, green.
Ace car pulls down into the infield. Green flag in the air. We already got one around in the back. Green flag out, and heat race number 1 in front of a capacity crowd here at the Magic Mile rolls off 3 wide midway through the pack.
Davey, and that is going to take that 70 car to the front. Brent Roy is going to fall in there in the 2nd position, while John Miller and Jake Grout are going to battle for that 3rd spot.
Roy under pressure now for the runner-up spot. The looks like Grout there in the 3rd position. He'll use that outside groove. John Miller jumps into line in the back, trying to hold on to that 4th position. Transfer spots on the line. Riendu continues to lead. Roy under pressure now for the runner-up spot.
Yeah, Roy getting a serious challenge there from Jack Grout as they're going to go side by side down the backstretch. Grout on the inside, Roy on the outside as they work their way through the corner here. Top 6 advance in this one, if I do believe, right, Jesse?
Yeah, it looks like top 6 is the place to be. The top 5 starting to spread themselves out a little bit. Riendu starting to run away with this one in the Haviline Machine. Roy, as we've said, all kinds of pressure on the bottom groove. The 49 car of Grout making him work for it in the bottom of the racetrack. They'll go side by side down into turn number 3.
This is by far the cleanest BFP late model race we've seen so far. A lot of action further back in the field as they're 2 by 2 back in the 7th, 8th, and 9th spot.
Great to see the run John Miller is having in car number 6. 1 week ago at Southern National Motorsports Park, had a bit of a rough go at it tonight on the Magic Mile. The Magic photographer here in the region trying to make something happen in position number 4. He is currently locked into a transfer spot, but that is not guaranteed here in New Hampshire.
No, absolutely. We're seeing a little bit more space here between racers than on the 1/4 mile Hickory Motor Speedway and the 3rd mile Southern National. But still a lot of great action. Right now, Tyler Conley is holding down that 6th and super important transfer position. Nick Rainberg, Bradley Stefani, and the 32 Angel Girucci are just sitting outside of that spot and looking like they could be headed to the last chance race.
Everybody running single file here, 10 laps the distance, 10 quick miles at New Hampshire. As we mentioned, the top 5 or so starting to drive away. 6th looks like he's solidly in position. That is Connolly in the 45. So top 6 wrapped up for the moment. A little bit of a battle further back for the transfer position. Miller up front trying to make a run at Brent Roy, who has lost a spot to Grout.
John Miller is really closing in on Brent Roy. Where this is a mile racetrack, you can use your tires up very, very quickly. We were talking about in a 10-lap run, they were using up 25% of their tires. So tire management is so key, and maybe Brent Roy's machine slowing down a little bit with that tire wear.
Roy trying to hold on to position number 3, trying to qualify for the big dance. I mean, as we've talked about with these races, one lost heat race position can be 3 or 4 in the feature, and that could be just enough to end up in a bad situation. But you know who's not up there is the 70 of Davey Riendeau. He is leading, 3 laps to go here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Yeah, Davey's got over a half a second lead over Jake Grout, just sitting up there on cruise control. Easy peasy as they're single file all throughout the field right now. By far the most tame heat racing action we've seen since we've started doing these broadcasts here.
Yeah, Spencer, it's been great joining in the last couple of weeks. The Black Flag podcast, of course, putting out some solid racing here tonight at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The late model stocks ready to do battle for 50 green flag laps a little bit later on. And tonight they have got a little bit left to go. Coming up on the white flag, Riendeau going to work his way through the flat turn 3 and 4. Riendeau going to see the white flag up in the air.
Now, as we see the leaders take the white flag, focus your attention to the 6th and 7th place position. Tyler Conley, Nick Rainberg. Nick Rainberg with a big slide job. Contact with Conley. Rainberg in the 16 in the fence. Conley's going to continue on with that transfer spot.
Just the way it happens here in the Magic Mile. 6 cars about to transfer to the big dance in heat race number 1. Checkered flag in the air. It's going to be Davey Riendeau picking up the win here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Jake Grout, Brent Roy, John Miller, Cody Sanborn, and Tyler Conley all going to transfer into the main event. Bradley Stefani, Angel Drucci, Tyler Griffin, and a host of others are going to have to go to the last chance. Now, the way that we do the lineups here, we got in a little bit late. But the top 10 qualify on speed, and then after that we break it down 6 from each heat race, and then 2 from the last chance. Ryan Kuhn, John Peters, Casey Beatti, Tyler Wood, Trevor Kraus, Ryan Borges, Jason Ricker, Sean Kimball, Tyler Jordan, and Adam Jocelyn are already qualified into the field. Add in the 6 from heat race number 1. We're going to give you 6 more from heat 2 here coming up.
And before we roll into heat race number 2, we do have a great sponsor here tonight. Home Track has jumped back on board to help sponsor BFP Night in North America. We know most of you listening at home are itching to get out to your local racetrack and watch some New England short track racing. And this episode's sponsor might not be able to bring the icebreaker any closer to you, even with the weather delay, but they're going to be able to help scratch that itch. This week is brought to you by Home Track over on YouTube, and they follow the O'Brien family race team and their racing adventures. They compete full-time in the NEMA and NEMA Light Series, and for those of you who have seen a NEMA race in person, they put on one heck of a show. So, if you're looking for something to get you through the next couple of months, head on over to youtube.com/hometrackracing and enjoy the show. Now, we've got a show here in heat race number 2. Spencer, why don't you introduce us to the grid?
Matthew Perry in the number 8 is going to roll off from the point here. Jack McKee is going to try to take his number 31 Haviline machine and do what Davey Riendeau did in that heat race number 1. Cody J. Nelson's going to fire off from the 3rd position with Brian Conover in the 4th spot. Ethan Walker, the go-kart standout from Bartlett Bridge, rolls off 5th. Thomas Johnson in the 44 6th. Luke Brown, Justin Galoo, Daniel Palin, Tyler Learman, TJ Moon, the Bandolero hero, and Josh Hodgson are going to also be in the field. David Bergman, Max Cookson didn't even put a qualifying time so that he could come and race some heat race action, and Matthew Venat are going to round out the field here in heat race number 2 as the pace car, the iRacing pace car, is going to pull down in the pits. Jesse, we're green flag racing in New Hampshire.
Green flag in the air, heat race number 2 underway. The iRacing late model stocks doing battle in the virtual New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and already we've got a good battle cooking up for that runner-up spot. Going to be a little bit of a crossover move there. The 31 car of McKee going to drop back into position in behind Nelson in the 7. Nelson sends it in deep, slides up the racetrack just a little bit, trying to make that top groove work. And here comes McKee back underneath as they cross the start-finish line.
Matthew Perry had a great restart. Jack McKee did not. McKee's going to battle to the inside here for that second position on Cody Nelson. Looks like he's got the advantage for now, but that preferred outside groove as they go down the straightaway is going to give Nelson the advantage as they work down the backstretch.
A little bit further back, Ethan Walker having a great run. Bartlett Bridge regular doing battle here tonight with the late model stocks. Up front, we have got a side-by-side battle ready to make it a drag race into turn number 1. McKee and Nelson working for the runner-up spot. They are already transferred into the show at the moment. If they can keep it clean, they'll have a good starting position for the feature.
This is one of those opportunities that you can get 3 for 1 here. If you pass that 7, if McKee gets around that 7 car, that's 3 positions better. He's going to start for the feature. And right now, he looks like not only can he make a move on that 7 car, but he's not letting Matthew Perry in the 8 get away either.
Yeah, 4 laps complete in this one, 6 laps left to go. Perry has checked out just a little bit, starting to at least. Cody Nelson and Jack McKee making a battle of it for that runner-up spot. They continue to do so. Ethan Walker in the 14 car. He's now under a little bit of pressure a little further back. Looks like Johnson is all over him in the 44 car as well. The battle continues on. The transfer spot now up for grabs. The 43 of Gayu has the spot, and here comes Brown and Conover.
Gayu, he started 8th on the field. He's moved up into that 6th position and doing everything he can to keep Luke Brown and Brian Conover behind him. And don't look now, TJ Moon has entered the conversation in that 54 automobile as well. You can throw a blanket over 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
6th is the position you want to be in. TJ Moon, a Bandolero regular. We got one around. Looks like the 12 car a little further back has gone around off the front bumper of the 97. Contact in turn number 1. I believe we will continue on. A lot of room here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, but things happened in a hurry.
Yeah, absolutely. Luke Brown, he got a little bit of contact from Brian Conover and sent him around. Big pile up, but with so much room and a reset button, no need to throw a caution, as that is going to hurt their chances. They're probably going to have to go and transfer in through the last chance race.
And the top 7 now have broken away from the rest of the field. The guy in the 7th position, though, TJ Moon, he's going to have to get up on the wheel a little bit if Moon wants to make this big show. The 54 car currently about 3 seconds back from the leader.
Yeah, TJ Moon, he moved south to chase his racing dreams on a Bandolero, doing pretty darn good in the iRacing deal too. Made the this is his 2nd week competing with us, and even if he doesn't make it in, he's going to have a great chance in that last chance race.
6th in the air this time, 2 to go for Perry. He has got the top spot locked in, about 2/10 over Jack McKee in the 31. McKee has not been able to shake Nelson loose in the 7 car, but I believe things maybe have settled down a little bit. Looking a little further ahead, it looks like the battle continues on. Nelson up front, gonna make a charge on McKee in the 31.
Yeah, Nelson to the inside. Now they're side by side as the white flag is in the air. And Nelson has got that bottom groove. They are nose to nose, driving down into one. Big drive by Nelson. He's going to try and slide up in front of McKee. McKee's going to cross him over as they go down the backstretch.
The Haviline sponsorship has been pretty lucky here so far tonight. McKee trying to lock in probably a top 15 starting position, which will be pretty good. But the man up front, Matthew Perry in car number 8, checkered flag in the air. Perry going to knock off heat race number 2. Photo finish at the line. McKee going to get it over Nelson for position number 2.
Ethan Walker in that 14 car is going to transfer in with the 4th place finish. Thomas Johnson in the 44 is going to come home 5th, and Justin Galou in the 43 is going to take that final transfer spot in the 6th spot. TJ Moon, Matthew Vanat, Tyler Learman, and a host of others are going to have to get it done in the last chance race, or their day is headed south. Shout out to Woody Pitcat for watching live here on Facebook. Big Woody Pitcat fan. I don't know. Is he too old to get in on the iRacing deal himself? What's going on here? How come he isn't in this show?
No, you're never too old to worry about getting into iRacing. See a couple of American Canadian Tour regulars. Robbie Gordon Douglas says he missed the start time because he was at the gym, and he hopes Bobby Timmons doesn't fat shame him. So great to see Robbie Gordon Douglas tuning in. I believe he is stationed in North Carolina, having some success the last couple of years and hoping for a good year in real life racing in 2023.
All right, looks like we're getting ready to roll. We're rolling off here. Let's see if we can't get the lineup here. Ben Mazer, the laser in the 33, and the Valvoline machine's going to roll off first. Rick Thompson Jr. to his outside. Brandon Ruzick, Ryan LaChance, Joe Campbell, Mark Gamak, Bobby Timmons from the Black Flag Podcast in the 13 unsponsored machine. Tucker Cole, Sean Bordeaux, Gabriel Goli, Dylan Turner, Jason Dioro, Cody Billings, and Charlie Sanborn, I in the 69 are going to be the 14-car field for heat race number 3.
This is going to be the heat race to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, off turn number 4, we're going to turn them loose. Green flag in the air.
Rick Thompson Jr. with the early jump as they go down into turn 1. He's going to have that top spot, but Ben Mazer isn't giving up yet. Battling back on the bottom, but it looks like the 17 machine.
Yeah, a little further back. Sorry, Spencer. A couple of cars went around there. Didn't quite see who it was. Everybody's able to gather it up and keep on going, but those valuable positions for those drivers now out the window.
Ben Mazer in the 33 started pole in this one, and he is starting to fall down through the field, already back into that 3rd spot, while Brandon Rusick and Mark Gamak are trying to take that position away from him and potentially knock him out of a transfer spot. Right now, that 6th and final transfer spot is the 13 car of Bobby Timmons.
Timmons cleaning the Wyndham area out of primer paint here this weekend, bringing the gray Ghost to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, trying to put the 13 car into the main show here tonight. Didn't know if he was going to make the show. He got a last-minute decision. He was going to unload the car, come here to the Magic Mile, trying to prove everything that he's got here tonight and put the 13 car in the big dance.
Yeah, Bobby, of course, a super modified driver at Star Speedway, the Smack Tour, and the New England Super Modified Series. It's been a minute since he's been in late model stock car competition in the Pro All-Star Series and at Beech Ridge, but looks like he still knows how to get it done on iRacing at least, holding on to that 6th spot as Brandon Rusick and Mark Gamak are battling ahead of him, trying to move in for the 4th position.
We talk about Bobby Timmons. How about another host of the Black Flag Podcast, Charlie Sanborn III. See Sanborn, I, making it a battle here late in the going. Coming up on the halfway point of this one. But, he's making it a go in that 69 car. Drops back into position. Little up tap from the car behind him, but Sanborn going to hold on. He'll have to put on his dancing shoes if he wants to go to the big show.
Charlie Sanborn didn't post a qualifying time.
Timmons getting a little bit of the muscle there. He will get moved out of position Folks, keep your distributors safe from Bobby Timmons after this one. There could be some virtual tempers flared, and Timmons going to hold on, but he'll drop back a couple of spots. And that is not what the 13 car wanted to see. Sanborn going to go around. They will John Hunter Nemechek each other off turn number 2 and keep it going. This time, neither of them going to park it in victory lane in this heat race. We told you, this is going to be the one to watch.
Yeah, not a good lap for the Black Flag podcast hosts there, as Charlie Sanborn and Bobby Timmons both having trouble there. Right now, the people to watch are the Tucker Cole in the 75 and Joe Campbell in the 37. They're working each other over hard for that 6th place position, the last and final transfer spot.
You know what I like about this, though? These drivers are not, well, outside of, I guess, moving the host of the show, these drivers aren't really using each other up. Somebody like Tucker Cole, as you see, he's working over the 37 of Campbell, but not really, you know, stuffing him firewall deep in the fence. Drives it in deep to the inside. He might make me regret my words. Tucker Cole trying to make something happen late in the going. 2.5 laps to go here at the Magic Mile.
Yeah, that is definitely the battle to watch. Everybody else is spaced out. Tucker Cole now drives in deeper and deeper every lap, side by side, and has the advantage as they work down the front straightaway here to get 2 to go.
6 in the air, 2 to go this time. Cole not making it easy for the 37 car. This time through turns 1 and 2 and off turn 2. Down the backstretch, Tucker Cole going to take the position. Here comes the 37 car of Campbell back to the inside. He will try to hold on to the spot. Contact. Campbell going to go around. Cole is going to save it in car number 75. That should lock up a transfer position for car number 75.
Keep an eye on this 13 car here. Not sure what he's doing. Bobby's slow around the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes the 75. They had contact earlier. Bobby's into him. Bobby takes out Tucker Cole out of the final transfer spot. They're going to go down into the infield. Bobby Timmons, road rage here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Bobby Timmons absolutely sending that guy into the infield and next to Rutledge Wood in the hot dog line. Wow, what a move here tonight. Battle for the transfer spot continues. Who is going to end up with it?
Tucker, yeah, so believe it or not, after all of that, Sean Bordeaux out of nowhere is going to take that final 6th place transfer spot. Joe Campbell ended up having some issues there, sideways sliding out of turn 4, and Rick Thompson Jr. is going to take the win. Ryan LaChance is going to come home 2nd. Ben Mazer in the 33 3rd. Brandon Rusick is 4th. Mark Gamack is 5th. And yeah, what a absolutely wild turn of events down there at the end.
Everybody just take a deep breath on that one. We got 50 laps to go in our feature here tonight. We've still got a consolation race that's going to be jam-packed full of cars that cannot wait to make it into the big show. Am I seeing 28 cars here in this Wow. All right. What everybody's got to do, you got to reach down. You got to grab your slippers. You got to grab your favorite blanket. Whatever you do, grab it tight. You're not going to want to let go for this one. It is going to be a wild show here in the Granite State.
Absolutely. And those guys that were able to hold decent finishing positions and not wreck at the end, like some of those guys in heat number 3, are going to have some pretty good starting positions. Bradley Stefani in the number 89 is going to roll off from the point. TJ Moon, the Bandolero hero, in the 54 is going to roll off 2nd. Gabriel Goli in the 55 rolls off 3rd. Angel Girugi in the 32 4th. Matthew Venot, Cody Billings, Tyler Griffin, Tyler Learman, Joe Campbell, Kerry Craner, Luke Brown, Jason Dioro, Arthur Jordan, Brian Conover, Charlie Sanborn, Nick Rainberg, Josh Hodgson, Tucker Cole, Scott Dinnan, Daniel Palin, Bobby Timmons, Dustin Sally, David Bergman, Dylan Turner, Cody Pilot, Max Cookson are going to round out the 26-car last chance race. Top 2 advance as the pace cars off.
Hooligan race underway. BFP night in North America. Green flag in the air, and we are racing once again here at the Magic Mile. This could be a junkyard into turn number 1, hard into the wall. We got a couple of cars firewall deep into the safer barrier. Oh my goodness, drivers not wasting any time. The BFP hosts staying close to one another near the midpoint of this field. The battle continues on for position number 1.
Yeah, Bradley Stefani and TJ Moon are getting after it there for the first 2 spots. Those are the most important ones, as a whole bunch of guys had a really bad first lap there. A bunch of junk further back in the field, but those 2 are clean and green at the front. And the number 32 car and the 55 are going to have to start putting some runs together if they're going to take those positions away.
Now confirm it with me. Top 2 make this show?
Top 2 from the last chance race, 99% share, unless there was a amendment. I believe it is just the top 2 from the last chance race. So the leaders don't necessarily have to wreck each other, but if you're that third guy on back, you might have to play some. Oh, big wreck back in the field. Oh man, cars upside down, mess.
Oh my goodness, what a wild ride. It looks like that was an 18 car maybe. Taking a wild tumble down the backstretch. Oh goodness, Timmons upside down as well in the 13 car. He will not be thrilled about that one, but man, the hot dog line, the beer line, the souvenir tent, they're all going to be busy here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. This is an absolute thrill show here tonight. You know what? Put a couple dollars in the jar, Charlie Sanborn. We said absolute, and we're going to keep saying it.
Absolutely we are. That's going to go to help fund Tom the Modified Guy for doing what he does here on BFP Sports 1. Check out Fence Line Films. Tom the Modified Guy, getting to know him better and better, and what a great guy he is for the sport of automobile racing. As Bradley Stefani continues to lead TJ Moon around this place.
The battle continues on up front. Stefani in the lead. Oh, we got a car sideways across the racetrack. Hard contact for the 32. Waregi probably didn't see him coming, and that's going to put a huge damper on the night of the Jack Daniels car.
Waregi definitely didn't see him. The car's sitting in the middle of the front stretch, something you normally don't see in iRacing. You got to get that thing towed out of there quicker than that, or bad things happen. Super unfortunate for Uregi there, but the front 2 were able to make their way around it and open up over a second gap over Matthew Vienot in the 35 in that 3rd position.
Joe Campbell, the 37, taking another turn 3 slide, losing a couple of spots, more than a handful of spots here tonight. How about Sanborn in the 69 car moving up into the 6th position? He will hope for maybe a caution to bring himself back up into the fray, but it's not looking likely for anybody further back than TJ Moon. They have checked out here tonight. Oh my goodness, I don't know if my heart could take it. This has been quite a lot. I've seen a lot of great racing over the years at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. This might be top of the charts.
They don't call it the Magic Mile for nothing. This is a hooligan race. This is what you're supposed to see. Big shout out to Charlie Sanborn. Even if he doesn't make the show, 15th place starting position up into that 6th spot, and also the admin of this deal, the one that pays the 87 cents to get this thing online every week. Scott Dinnan started 19th, and he's running 7th. So good run for those guys, even if it's not good enough to get them in the show, as it looks like TJ Moon has taken over that top spot away from Bradley Stefani up at the front of the field.
Using the draft on the backstretch, gets the run and makes it happen into turn number 3. A little further back now, looks like Venot in the 30 car had a nose under the bumper that maybe he didn't want to be there. He holds on to the spot, but Lerman in that 26 car, remember last week we talked about green race cars, the bad luck, the good luck, all that nonsense. He is putting that to work here tonight in car number 26.
Yeah, Tyler Lerman, he had a very impressive run at Hickory for our inaugural broadcast. And he's looking really strong there in the 4th spot. Something he's not going to want to see in his mirror is that number 69, nice, car of Charlie Sanborn, who just picked up a spot and moved his way into the top 5 over Gabe Ringoli.
Sanborn wasting no time, clicking cars off here tonight. A good run so far. Is it going to be good enough to end up into the big show? Don't know if there's a Black Flag podcast provisional. We come up on 8 to go. Maybe the guy who pays the 87 cents to make the show happen, maybe he'll lock himself into the feature. We're going to find out. There's still quite a bit left to go.
Yeah, TJ Moon continues to lead. He's got himself 2 or 3 car lengths over Bradley Stefani, but the battle on the racetrack is for that 3rd position. Matthew Venot and Tyler Learman side by side driving down into turn 3.
While that's happening, the top 3 now driving away from the rest of the field. These two having a monumental battle. Switch things up a little bit there. Great battle now. Lerman going to drop to the inside. Photo finish at the line, but we still have a handful of laps left to go.
6 laps left to go as they work down the backstretch. Some of that side-by-side battling has made it so that Charlie Sanborn has reeled in the 3rd and 4th place cars of Venot and Learman just a little bit. A little lap traffic with the 15, a Jason Diero ahead of them. He wisely stays down at the bottom of the racetrack, out of the way, as the leaders make their way around the top side of them.
If you're Mr. Sanborn in car number 69, if you're a prospective dad, you want to put on a good show for young Sanborn soon to come. Tonight will be one of those nights. Sanborn continues to close in. Lerman seeing a mirror full of the 69 car and trying to get up on the move here late in the going.
Yeah, Charlie Sanborn just trying to get to that 3rd spot to be the first guy to go home. But just in case there is a mistake, TJ Moon and Bradley Stefani are the top 2. They have set themselves way apart from the rest of the field, but they're battling right now. TJ Moon to the outside, Bradley Stefani to the bottom, and if they make contact, maybe something could happen for those guys 3rd on back.
3 laps left to go. They work their way down the front stretch. Moon holds on to the position for now. Stefani going to try and get the run on the bottom groove of the racetrack. What a run for the 89 car. Moon lets it slide up a little bit on the backstretch. Draft now in effect. Side by side, or about to be, possibly down into the corner. Stefani holds on to the back bumper of Moon. Moon going to slide up the racetrack one more time. Stefani, they will see 2 laps to go. Drag race to the start-finish line.
Stefani is down to the inside of TJ Moon. Just how hard do you push it here? Over 2 seconds back to the 3rd place car. You don't want to make a mistake and cost yourself a chance for the big dance. TJ Moon is holding that position. Bradley's going to fall in behind, try to suck up in the draft as they're coming to the white flag as they work their way out of turn 4.
If I'm the crew chief for Sanborn right now, I'm saying pick up a position right now, because if these 2 leaders take each other out with just a couple laps left to go, he could be in the catbird seat to make his way to the big show. But up front, they have been racing each other with the utmost respect, pulling away from the rest of the field. We are half a lap away from locking in the final 2 drivers here tonight. Moon, Stefani into turn number 3 and 4. Off turn number 4 for the final time. Stefani, don't know if he's going to get there. He will not. TJ Moon, the Bandolero hero, works his way into the big show. Checkered flag in the air.
Charlie Sanborn left nothing on the table. He drove into turn 3 so deep, he saw Jesus, and it did not stick. It didn't work. Matthew Venat is going to take that 30 car home in third. That does nothing for you. That doesn't get you in the big show. Tyler Learman with an epic battle with Venat's going to come home fourth. And Charlie Sanborn, even after planting it into the safer barrier in turn 3, is going to come home in the 5th position. But that doesn't matter. The only 2 spots that mattered was TJ Moon and Bradley Stefani. Those guys are going to the feature. Everybody else is going to be watching on Facebook Live like all of you.
You know what third place gets you at New Hampshire Motor Speedway? First in line at the hot dog line. All right. We have got feature action coming up in just a little bit, but first we've got a great sponsor here tonight who has put up some good money to be a part of this. We really appreciate it. We know most of you listening at home are itching to get out to your local racetrack and watch some New England short track racing or racing on the big track. And tonight's sponsor, not going to be able to make that Tyson Thompson icebreaker come any sooner, but they're going to help scratch that itch. This week, it is brought to you by Home Track over on YouTube, and Home Track follows the O'Brien family race team and their adventures as they compete full-time in the NEMA and NEMA Light series. And for those of you that have seen a NEMA or NEMA Light show in person, they put on one heck of a show. So if you're looking for something to get you through the next couple of weeks or months or days, whatever gets you to the racetrack, head on over to youtube.com/Home Track Racing and enjoy the show. Speaking of shows, let's talk to the man himself, Charlie Sanborn. Charlie, why didn't you make the show?
Well, boys, we had a bit of a computer mishap there in qualifying. Didn't get to lay a lap down, and that put us real behind the ball in heat racing there. Started dead last in the third heat there. Good news is my dick is at least big enough to step on. So I certainly did that in the heat race. We were going there for a good transfer spot. I think we could have had something in the heat race. Put ourselves behind again in the LCQ there. Started 15th, had a plus 10 up to 5th, and just couldn't get the job done. So now happy to join you boys in the booth.
Where can
happy
people
to have you, Charlie.
Where can people buy the Sanborn t-shirt?
So here we are. We're getting ready to go green here. Got to get through this lineup quick. Ryan Kuhn, the past North champion, is going to roll off on the pole. John Peters, Casey Beatti, Tyler Wood, Trevor Kraus, Ryan Borges, Jason Ricker, Sean Kimball, Tyler Jordan, Adam Jocelyn, Davey Rendow, Matthew Perry, Rick Thompson Jr., Jake Grout, Jack McKee, Ryan LaChance, Brent Roy, Cody Nelson, Ben Mazer, John Miller, Ethan Walker, and a whole bunch more getting ready to go racing here as the green flag is out and the pace car is on pit lane.
The Nahamsha 50 underway for the BFP iLate Model Stock Car Tour. They roar into turn number 1. Kuhn in the 72 car. He'll get the run off turn number 2 down the backstretch, but he sees a mirror full of John Peters in the 09 car. Looks like maybe a caution might have come out. Drivers possibly getting on the binders. Yep, see the yellow lights. Caution flag out here on lap number 3/4 in New Hampshire.
Something a little bit different this week, Jesse. We're not going to be counting the caution laps. Everybody's been doing so good through all these heat races. We're not going to count caution laps, so we're just going to get these guys re-racked. That's 1 lap down, 49 to go. And so it's a little bit different this week, and it's going to provide for some 50 laps of green flag racing.
And that's the big thing. It's 50 laps of green flag action. You came out here tonight to the BFP Facebook page or the YouTube channel. You wanted to see 50 laps of racing. Ladies and gentlemen, fans of all ages, that is what you are going to get here with the BFP iLate Model Stock Tour. And man, looking at the replay here, looks like one of our last chance race contenders finding himself into the inside wall, and bad break for the 89 car.
Yeah, it looks like the 30 car there, I believe, got into the back of him pretty good and sent him around. Tough break for a guy that made it in on that last chance race. Looks like we're getting ready we're back double file, here, and a few guys made the opportunity to do some repairs.
And that's the big thing with iRacing. You've got your fast repair that helps get you back in the action. You don't want to burn through them too quickly, though. You know, it's a big track. There's a lot of room. Not a lot of laps, though. And as you see, we're already ready to go back to green. Green flag back in the air, and we are racing.
Ryan Kuhn with the early advantage again. Casey Beatti in the 91 car is going to take that second position away from John Peters for the moment, and they're stacked up 2 by 2 for the 4th position on back.
Kuhn trying to become the all-time wins leader in the Black Flag Podcast iLate Model Stock Car Tour, and he could do so here tonight in the Granite State, a place he loves so dearly, trying to put the RKM Speed Shop number 72 into victory lane.
I love that, looking at that Casey Beatti number 91, the Patrick LaPearl lookalike car. Beatti, that Casey Beatti number 91 is looking pretty strong in that second position, but does anybody have anything for Ryan Kuhn? Fastest start pole sitter, absolutely put a dick stomping on him last week at Southern National, and looking to be having his way with him so far at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
You know, last week who was all over the back of Ryan Kuhn? That 09 car of John Peters, racing in memory of his late father with the 09 on the side of that race car. But right now he's got a windshield full of the paint scheme of the driver from La Belle Province, the Patrick LaPearl colors tonight, driven by Casey Beatti. Beatti in the runner-up spot, looking to have a good run. And right now, really showing the fans why they should cheer for car number 91.
Yeah, the first little bit of action on the track as we get a yellow flag on the speedway. Ryan Borges, Gorgeous Borges in the number 24. He's having a strong run so far in that 5th position. Of course, he was a strong finisher in both races. I believe he is the only driver to have a top 5 in both BFP iLate Model Racing Series competition so far, and he's sitting there right in that 5th spot now.
Yeah, looking at the replay of this caution, keep an eye on the 28 car here, a little bit down the racetrack, hard contact there, nowhere to go. Keep an eye on John Miller here, 1 hard hit, 2 hard hits, and oh my goodness, absolute carnage. Put another $1 in the jar. That was absolute carnage here tonight.
Yeah, David Bergman in that 4 car looks like he just gets a little bit of a hook into the fence and collects a whole host of other drivers. Unfortunate situation. Definitely some fast repairs going to be used on that one.
I believe we're on board with John Miller here. Sideways. Oh, what a ride for the 9 car, the 6 car rather. Amazing that able to keep it on all 4 wheels as he heads down into turn number 1, but definitely not the way he wanted to go. Here tonight at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, part of the Nahamsha 50.
For a Canadian, your New England accent is pretty good there, Jesse. I'm
you know, just really enjoying seeing some cars out here tonight. You know, cars, the late models here at New Hampshire. I'll stop, please. Don't sue me, please. I want to go back to New England at some point.
Charlie, you were in these the heat racing and action and in the last chance race. What's your view here on New Hampshire as far as the long run goes? Your car looked pretty smooth. It looks like it's pretty hard to make up track position here at New Hampshire.
Well, I think that's just it, Spencer. You said it right there. Track position is huge on this big 1 mile racetrack here, especially when every single car, in this BF Black Flag Podcast, iLate Model Stock Car Tour, everybody's on what's called a fixed setup. So every single person here is in the same exact setup, and everybody here is also really good at what they do. So with identical setups comes everybody's just so on top of each other, and it all comes down to the driver, really. And we were fortunate enough to pick up 10 spots in the LCQ, but it just wasn't enough. And really stacked field that we have here. Ryan Kuhn looking like he's going to go 2 out of 3 here, boys.
Want to send a special shout out tonight. Just got a close friend tuning in, Craig Weigel from up this way. If you want to see somebody who knows how to throw the sticks and the fabrics and the flag stand, Craig Weigel is your guy. Knows how to put on a show for the fans. Glad to have him tuning in here tonight.
So it looks like we're 5 laps into this 50-lap feature. The pace car is going to pull down into the infield. We're going to get ready to go back. Green flag racing. Ryan Kuhn, Casey Beatty going to lead him to green.
Green flag back in the air. Kuhn getting the drive, the whole shot into turn number 1. Peters trying to make the move on the second place driver. Beatty holds on to the spot for the moment. Is Beatty going to get the draft down the backstretch? Keep an eye on car number 91. This could be a thrill show into turn number 3. Not able to make anything happen that time. Kuhn strong in the top groove in that 72 car as they head across the stripes. And Kuhn is going to hold on to the spot for the moment, but Beatty continues to be a little bit of a menace in the rearview mirror.
Looks like another yellow flag here coming out on the Speedway. Not sure what happened quite yet, but the yellow flag is waving once again here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
And I'm going to ask you, Charlie, since you've been kind of all over, you've been on the track, you've been just race control, keep an eye on who's causing cautions, maybe to, if somebody's having a bad night, maybe it's just not their night. We send them to pit road and continue on with the show.
Yeah, so a good friend of mine, Scott Denon, he is the one that's kind of been the backbone behind this whole operation. He's the one hosting these races each and every week, and he is also the admin, kind of keeping tabs on what's going on out there, and he's sitting in the tower right now, kind of overseeing what's going on, and I'm sure that he's got some tallies going on here for common denominators, if you will, between the 3 events that we've had now, and there's been a couple people that we know maybe don't belong here. So Scott's been on top of that, his whole PCRL team behind him as well too, helping admin these events, and what a hit this has been, boys. Incredible heat racing so far. The LCQ looked like it was a time to watch, and I know we're having a couple hiccups here in the beginning of this one, but what a cool racetrack to have these late model stocks run on.
So looking at the replay here, it looks like 4 and the 89 have been involved in cautions tonight separately. They found each other in turn number 3 and 4, and the 4 car went for a spin cycle. Just not the way he wanted to see his night go. The 89 car surely going to get a little bit of a talking to as well. Some rough driving, just trying to make it from the rear of the field, but not the way you want to be on the big screen here in New Hampshire.
Boys, it seems like this is always how it works. It's always the guys in the back of the pack trying to make something happen that caused the carnage. Once again, it was the 89 and the 4, second time that they've been involved in something tonight, while the guys that qualified in on time haven't even put a scratch on their race cars yet.
I can't say much, boys. I was 4 wide going into turn 1 in the LCQ. I had some stuff to do, trying to make it happen. So I get it. I get the sense of urgency, especially when track position is so important here at New Hampshire. But at this point, you're in the show, boys. Do what you got to do. But you got 50 laps to figure it out. So I think once some of these people start burning through their fast repairs and start using their equipment up a little bit, we'll see the cream rise to the top for sure. As looks like Ryan Kuhn's going to take the field to green here in just a few moments.
Solid field of late model stock cars at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. They'll work their way down the backstretch. In behind the Ford Mustang pace car. Not sure which Ford dealership is supplying the pace car here tonight, but I'm sure we'll find out.
We'll say Yankee Ford.
Racing themselves. You know what? Yankee Ford coming on board in a big way in the last 3.5 seconds to make something happen, so good on them. But man, Ryan Kuhn and Casey Beatty have been the class of the field here tonight, ready to take the rest of the cars to school. Off turn number 4, pace car pulls in, green flag in the air.
Ryan Kuhn with the advantage again over Beatty as they make their way down into turn 1. Late entry on for both of them. Trevor Kraus in the 30 car thought he was going to sneak it in there. Not quite yet. Keep an eye on Gorgeous Borges back there in the 24 as he's working to the inside of the 09 of Johnny Peters, trying to take away that 4th place position. The only driver to run top 5 in both iLate model races, as the yellow flag is out once again here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Cautions breed cautions, boys.
I was just about to make the comment of some good handiwork there from Borges. We had an in-car view. Unfortunately, seeing the yellow flag one more time, and yeah, that's a bit of a parking lot down there in turns 3 and 4. Midway through the field this time. Oh, John Peters goes around, and a couple of cars get absolutely buried in the wall. Another dollar in the old maple syrup jar there.
Now, one thing to keep in mind here too, boys, is that every time we do this, granted it's not a ton of money, but we are spending money for server time here on iRacing. There is a 1 hour limit for this feature event, and we're already only got about 47 minutes left here. So one thing that they might want to consider is the time hitting the limit before we actually reach the 50 lap mark.
47 minutes to go and 42 laps to go. Just lap 8 of this race. Super bummer for John Peters there. Also, bad day for the Haviline machines. You see the 7 car there, Cody Nelson, big time involved in that incident as well. The 22 of Tyler Wood. A lot of good cars torn up in that one. Guys that made it in by running very good in their heat races or some quick qualifiers, all being forced to use a quick repair here after that one.
This just in from the tower too. Scott Dinnan saying that if we're going to have another quick yellow here, we're going single file on the next couple of restarts here. So hopefully these boys get their act together.
Charlie, that's really getting slapped on the pecker when the race director comes over and says, "Hey boys, you suck at this. We're gonna go single file if you don't stop wrecking each other." I'm sure you've been there. I know I have.
We've all been there, pal, and it's definitely a little bit of a wake-up call. So, now, especially if you're out in the back, you don't want to be causing any trouble, because now, if we go single file and you're 30th, you have now doubled the length that you have to reach the leader instead of going double file. So hopefully that's a little bit of a slap in the penis for a lot of these guys, and we'll get the ball rolling here pretty quick.
I wish I could use that phrase in real life racing, but I think the driver of the 26 in this field tonight, my boss, well, he might laugh at it once and then never again. So,
well, you know what? He's not your boss tonight, so go ahead and use it freely. I'll allow it.
You know what? Somebody's going to be for the running of the old Pecker Slap Award here tonight. We're going to find out who here in the Granite State, but don't think it's going to be anybody on the front row. Fingers crossed. They've been putting on a real show here tonight. Green flag back in the air.
Ryan Kuhn with the advantage again. Gets up through the gearbox. He's going to keep that first place position. Casey Beatti in the 91 going to hold on to second, as the battle is Ryan Borges works on the top side of Trevor Kraus for that third position.
Borges wasting no time getting to the front of this field. He's had a couple of caution laps to be able to make his way towards the front of the field. 3 wide midway through the pack, but the battle continues to be for that final podium position. Gorgeous Borges trying to be on the front cover of Vogue magazine with his race car here tonight. Good run for the 24 car.
Borges has a lot of names. Charlie, what is it that you call him again?
Well, if we're talking about getting fired from racetracks, I'd probably refrain from calling him Jizz or Jizzbag like we do in around our group here. But old Jizz is having a hell of a run in the old 24 machine, bro.
Oh goodness! Wow, look at it running there into turn number 1.
And now that I say that, now if we have Tom on the old BFP Sports 1 camera angles here, if he could zoom in on Gorgeous Borges' nameplate just above the driver's window there, you might see what we're talking about in terms of what we call Ryan. But anyway, racing resumes here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Ryan Borges all over the deck lid of Trevor Kraus there, looking to try to put the Jizzbag 24 into that podium position. He's looking pretty strong. Big mover so far in this one. The Bandolero hero, TJ Moon, all the way up into the 8th position. And Yellow Flag is again on New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Not so Magic Mile tonight, guys.
The day that I meet Ryan Borges in person, because I'm sure it's going to happen before I leave this mortal coil, I'm going to wear a glove and then I'm going to shake his hand. How's everybody enjoying the show tonight? You having fun? We're having fun. I think I just killed Charlie Sanborn in the booth.
This is when Fox Sports 1 would have a commercial break, I think, so that Charlie could regain his composure before we can come back and start talking. As I think he was gonna pass out. He laughed so hard there.
That got me. The glove got me.
Pass, act, modified tour, EMA, whatever. I can be in the booth if you want. You just slide on into the old DMs. I can do it.
I think honestly, you know what? We're gonna create our own entity here. It's gonna be the Black Flag Productions, and we're gonna be the trio that racetracks need to hire. And we're just the traveling announcements.
Oh my God.
That's what we're gonna be.
Professional weenies here tonight in the booth. We're putting on a show.
The glove got me. The glove got me.
I better hear that on BFB this week. That's the only thing I'll ask. Name of the title of the show, I put on a glove and then shook his hand. Episode 215 or whatever. Oh boy. Let's go to something a little more sensible than my stupid voice. The 11 car sends himself into the wall. You know what? That might have been him. That might have been someone else. Either way, we're under caution.
It looks like the 33 might have gone up into the car on the outside there and came back down into the 11. I think that's Tyler Connolly there.
That's a Bobby Timmons save right there. Bobby Timmons, was that a save?
I don't think so. Was it?
No, you don't think so? I'll give you a
He
couple
hit the
seconds.
wall
You
and
wanna
spun
look
out
again?
3 times.
Yeah, tough day for that guy. I can't see what you guys are talking about. Give me 1 second.
Well, I am the one with glasses here, so I'll,
Spencer, we
put
got a
my glasses.
whole big group now in the announcers booth. We're gonna run out of room.
We almost mastered a 3-man booth last week, so we're like, you know what? Let's go 4. We went 2, 3, 4. Somehow we're gonna have to get Bradley in here next week too.
Yeah, single file is the way we're going to roll this one off for the final dozen and a couple laps, whatever's going on here. We'll find out here in a couple of moments. 12 laps in. Everybody hold on to your chickens. We're going to send this one green one more time.
Ryan Kuhn with the single file restart. He's going to fire down in first. Beatty is going to just run there in second. Going to take a lot of that action away from that first lap mayhem that we've had. Clean and green so far with that single file restart. Good call by Scott Dinnan in race control.
Kuhn continues to be the top dog up front. Casey Beatty has been all kinds of pressure in the rear view mirror. How about Kraus there making a show of it? And who is this coming in now? TJ Moon on the lead lap up to the 7th spot, looking for 6th. TJ Moon proving he is no slouch in behind the wheel of this late model stock.
Yeah, from the 29th position all the way up to 7th. And he's going to try to lead the way for Cody Sanborn in behind him as they're working underneath the damaged number 31 of Jack McKee.
McKee, one of the Haviland cars here tonight. Davey Randu, the other one, I believe Davey's running a little bit outside the top 10. 12th at the moment, 4 seconds back. But when you're here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, as we can see, a little more contact. Save. I'm going to call that one a save. I think we're all okay.
The wall helped him save it for sure. Matthew Perry in the 8, big contact with the outside safer barrier, but able to continue on so far.
It's a save as long as he doesn't. It's a save as long as he doesn't spin the car out 7 times. He didn't spin the car out at all. He just bounced it off the fence, and that to me was a great save.
Spencer, we got 2/3 of the Black Flag podcast here. We're one Bradley short of being a full BFP crew up in the booth with you knuckleheads.
Yellow flag on the Speedway once again. Oh, big stack 'em up. The 33 car is involved, that Valvoline machine, and a host of others.
Yeah, it looks like Jason Ricker, I believe, is the blue number 9. I could be wrong. Whoever that one was tried to shit whip that guy, and then the guy shit whipped him back, and now we're under caution. Are we allowed to swear?
Sure, it's Facebook. Why not?
People have said worse on Facebook, so don't worry.
Yeah, these guys are just lucky that Charlie and I had the misfortunes in the qualifying event. We were both slated to be in this race, but we got sick.
Speaking of misfortune, Bobby, it looks like you had a pretty good shot at making it in that heat race, and then you didn't. And but you still had a last lap maneuver that would be worthy of a trip to the BFP hauler.
Yeah, the toe link broke on the last terrible misfortune. Hate it for Tucker Cole and his guys. You know, he worked real hard to get that qualifying spot, and I hated that my number 13 69 iRacing Motorsports Super League team car suffered such part failure misfortune on the drag link on the back, and just absolutely cleaned him out on the last lap. It was terrible. I hate it. Hate it for my guys. Hate it for his. You know, just one of those deals racing.
So who's going to have primer on sale this week, Bobby, to repaint that car?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I really could use some sponsors, guys. You know, my car, there was no logos on it. We scratched and clawed and did everything we could do to get this 2010 Dell computer-powered number 13 to the track today. And to have the misfortune we did in both the heat race and the feed is just going to set this little team back so far that we may not recover.
Not even Timmons Machine would sponsor him here tonight, folks.
You know, I'm just so sorry to hear about that drag link and that and that toe link and whatever else may have failed on that automobile. I thought for sure that was going to be a $50,000 fine and
the wing broke,
but you didn't. You didn't admit it on your podcast, so I think you're all in the clear.
No, there was nothing intentional about it. Like I said, I really hate it for everybody involved. You know, these guys just work so hard. I mean, I'm not really embellishing when I say I brought this 2010 Dell computer to the racetrack today, knowing we were bringing a knife to a gunfight. You know, you just got these guys like Ryan Borges, and you know, it's so tough to compete. And we tried our little family-funded volunteer team. Just it's such a damn shame. I really can't speak enough of the effort that these guys put in.
Don't worry, Bobby. In solidarity, I'm going to go put on a T-shirt of yours after this race.
Well, I thank you guys for letting me come back on. I'm going to let you get back to your broadcast. I don't want to hijack it. Just
well, lights are out on the Yankee Ford pace car. Good of them to come on board and sponsor us here tonight. They're getting a lot of airtime, whether they want it or not. Green flag in the air. Kuhn gets the jump into turn number 1.
Big jump. Looked like Beati had a little bit of trouble getting traction to those rear tires as he is going to try and follow the clutches here of Borges and the Trevor Krause automobile, it looks like, as Ryan Kuhn is smooth sailing with a 3-car length advantage.
Good battle for the top 5 now. Great battle there. Moon trying the crossover move down the front stretch. He will pull up to the door. Will he knock on it, or is anybody home? Doesn't look like.
Contact as they enter turn 1 there. TJ Moon and Jack Grout were wheel to wheel, touched a little bit. 2 talented drivers able to keep it going in the right direction as TJ Moon slides up into Grout again. They touch again this time through the corner. Looks like Grout's going to be able to hold on to the position, but TJ Moon isn't giving up.
What a run for Moon here tonight. Started so deep in this field, he had to buy a ticket just to roll the car onto driver intros. Now he's trading a little bit of vinyl, a little bit of paint with the 49 car. They will continue to race side by side down the backstretch and give the position to TJ Moon.
The Bandolero Hero has moved his way up into the 5th position as caution is on the Speedway yet again. 19 laps into this one, and we're already halfway through our time slot here, so it might get a little crazy here on this iRacing server.
Looks like the 8 car going around. Couple of cars going around. The 44, I believe that is. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the corner's a little bit to your right, guys. You don't want to be sending it into the infield just yet.
You're seeing the slow-mo replay here. 3 wide as they go down the backstretch here. The 8 and the 17 car make contact, and that just leaves nowhere for Cody Nelson to go as they're all involved. Second incident of the night, at least for the 8 car, and I know the 7's been in a 1 or 2 as well. Unfortunate for both of those guys that were running strong. Looked like another car got collected towards the end. Tough break for a couple of those guys running a little further back in the field.
I see some sort of message from Charlie Sanborn as he's having an episode or a two-parter. I don't know what's happening.
I got to give a shout out to my PR department over at 69 iRacing Team Motorsports Designs. They got the press release out already, about our tough night and our devastating night for our small family-owned team. I'm trying to be serious. I'm sorry, I'm getting choked up in the moment. We worked so hard to be here for this race and to have it go this way. Like I said, I know I reiterated this on the last caution, and I was going to be done with the broadcast here, but I can't say enough about my team. This is a 2010 Dell computer that we brought, and just to be in the top 30 out of 50 was. We were almost there, and that just really speaks to volumes about how hard everybody worked and how much support I have behind me. And go check out my my PR press release on my Facebook page. I'd appreciate it. We're really looking for help.
Well, thank you, Bobby. I'm sure that's exactly where we're headed after this broadcast is to check that out and see what you put together. Almost a strong run-ish for a minute.
And you could sign Bobby Timmons' virtual race car in solidarity for a cool $69. So if you'd like to do so, you can find him at name and address withheld USA, and we'll see him next week.
For the loyal fans in the grandstands, my car will be in the fan zone immediately, and you can hit it with hammers.
Will it be there because you've been sent there off the front bumper, or just,
I think we're back underway, too.
Sponsor-wise?
We are. Ryan Kuhn, Casey Beatti, back at it once again like they have been. 1-2. Ryan Kuhn's going to have the advantage as they work down the backstretch out of 2. Beatti's a little closer this time. Is he close enough to make a move as they drive into turn 3?
Beatti trying to do the Patrick LaGirl colors proud and put car number 91 in victory lane. Hasn't been able to knock away the top spot here tonight. Kuhn, it's just been too tough here at the Magic Mile. Just coming up on the halfway point here in a couple laps. Gorgeous sniffing at a podium position. See what you made me do. Gorgeous looking at a podium finish here tonight. Car number 24, just outside the top 3 at the moment, but he'll have all kinds of pressure from the driver in behind. That's Grout in the 45, or 49 rather.
Yeah, and right on Grout's back bumper now, working to the inside. That's TJ Moon in the 54. The Bandolero Hero, TJ Moon, into the side of Grout as they work out of turn 2. And he's been working on that pass for the last couple of laps before that caution. Looks like he may have the spot now as they touch again. The 54 and Jack Grout are battling hard. Moon's got the spot. Grout's going backwards. And I sure hope a drag link doesn't break on Grout's automobile.
That's one way to make up the position, ladies and gentlemen. TJ Moon now going to try and put some distance between himself and the rest of this field. How about that 4-car? He was involved in a handful of cautions tonight, and the 4 has rebounded to try and work his way up into the top 5.
Another caution here on the Speedway. Looks like the number 31 of Jack McKee and a host of others having trouble here on the backstretch. That might be Sean Kimball involved.
Real tough break for former 6th place indoor go-kart hero Brandon Ruzick. Looks like he got the worst of that one in his green and white number 62. I really hate it for his guys too. He's another fellow small underfunded family team. He just tries real hard like my team does. Like I said, I can't say enough about my team and my guys and everybody that. I'm getting choked up again, guys. I'm sorry. I'll let you guys get back to it.
You can definitely feel the emotion Bobby Timmons is racing with tonight at iRacing. You love a Cinderella story, and there's no bigger princess than Bobby Timmons III. That's for sure.
I just can't believe that Facebook hasn't sent helicopters to find us all here tonight. Oh my goodness. I need something. I need a drink. I need water. I need a shower. I don't know. Oh.
We need
I'm
more
gonna step
Labatt
into the
Blues
souvenir
than
booth for
anyone.
a second.
We're 23 laps into this one, Charlie Sanborn. What's the number 23 mean to you?
Well, that was my dad's number. His birthday was December 23rd, so he said when he got a race car and became big and strong like a bull and became an adult and got his own race car, it was going to be number 23. So that's going to be a cool number for us, throwing that back. And the year 2023, same year as we're going to have our first child, Lindsay and I, and we're going to throw Nate Barth to the Wolves in the old limited sportsman division at Oxford with a number 23 in the car. So lots of cool things happening this year, and a very special number to our family.
Of course, that opening day race just 19 days away at Oxford Plains Speedway, where the Limited Sportsman will be in action with the Pro All-Star Series, potentially the past modifieds, and potentially me if I ever get off my ass and work on my race car.
Yeah, working on them and paying for them is wicked overrated. The driving part's the only fun part.
Guys, I have fruit snacks now, so I'm ready for a restart. Let's get this show on the road.
Boys, I think we've derailed this show. Fruit snacks are welcome. It is what it is.
It was never railed. This show was never railed at any point. Now it's on the rails.
Shortest lines in auto racing here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the virtual New Hampshire Motor Speedway anyway, in the iLate Model Racing Tour Series here. As looks like we're going to go back to green flag racing. Pace cars off. Ryan Kuhn in the 72 is going to take the green flag with Casey Beatti in the 91 right hot on his tail. Looks like TJ Moon is going to be battling hard for that 5th place position. We know he's been aggressive. The Bandolero hero is going to have to settle back in line for now.
Top 2 driving away from the rest of the field as they have done all night. They have been untouchable here on the Magic Mile. Haven't even made any contact with one another. Have been racing clean. This time by, ladies and gentlemen, 25 up and 25 to go.
That was a long first 25 laps. I think now you're going to start seeing some more green flag action, some longer runs. Seems to happen here all the time in the BFP iLate Model Touring Series. Ryan Kuhn continues his dominance at the front, while another BFP big super fan, Adam Jocelyn, has slowly started to enter the conversation, moving up to that 6th spot.
Awesome with a solid run here tonight. One of the regulars in the first 3 runnings of this series, the Black Flag Podcast iLate Model Stock Tour takes to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Just past the halfway point of this one. Still a good sizable field of race cars. Making do around this 1.058 mile racetrack. Got to get specific there with the mileage, even as a Canadian. How about this 4-car, though? Works under TJ Moon and trying to pick up a couple of spots and rebound here tonight. I think he may have used a couple of fast repairs to get there.
Yeah, the 4, Tyler Jordan's been involved in everything, hit everything except for the New Hampshire State Lottery. But here he is knocking on the door, trying to move himself up into the 5th spot.
Gordon with a good run picks up the spot on TJ Moon. Moon settles back into line. The 22 car of Tyler Wood, I believe he was airborne once upon a time, maybe had a couple of cars on his hood. He is now back up to the 8th spot. Just goes to show you never give up when it comes to these late model races as they head down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4 one more time. Kuhn about 2 car lengths now over Casey Beati in car number 91.
You were talking about Tyler Wood. He was all kinds of sideways underneath TJ Moon. The Moon car looks like it's struggling a little bit. Might have used up those tires working so hard to make those moves on the bottom. You could see that he definitely had a push a couple of times as he was racing underneath some competitors. Looks like Wood is in the catbird seat to take that 7th spot away from TJ.
Yeah, the New Hampshire Motor Speedway in its inception really wasn't meant for late model race cars. It was meant for Cup cars. It was meant for Busch North cars at the time. The NASCAR modifieds were meant to be there. These late model drivers and these, not quite sure what tires they're running on, but they are getting a workout here tonight in New Hampshire.
Absolutely. New Hampshire Motor Speedway opened in 1990 and has put on some great racing. Of course, now the American Canadian Tour and the Pro All-Star Series frequent the place in real life quite a bit. One of the guys that's dominating this show, Ryan Kuhn, will be in action there with the Pro All-Star Series in just a few weeks now.
Yeah, he's going to be a one to watch in a couple of weeks. Trying to go 2 for 2 with past Super Late Model Championships. The Massachusetts driver had a stellar run last season, picked up a couple of wins. The 72 is going to be a one to watch, trying to become the all-time wins leader in BFB iLate Model Stock Car Tour competition here at the Magic Mile.
Yeah, and something that I said that blew Charlie's mind week number 1, Ryan Kuhn had 0 Super Late Model wins going into last season and left with a pair of them and a Pass North Championship.
Somewhere Devin Landry is tuned in, thinking about dusting off the old virtual race car, bringing it out once again in 1 week's time. Haven't checked the schedule. I should here in a few moments, but where are we in action in 1 week's time?
Looks like yellow flags on the speedway, so we're going to have some time to talk about that. Looks like Rick Thompson Jr. is going to roll. Big wreck, hard contact. If this was Texas Motor Speedway, they'd be rolling out the ambulance and a stretcher. Absolutely huge impact for Rick Thompson Jr.
As a Thompson, that hurt a little more than it should have.
So you're talking about the schedule here coming up for the old BFB iLate Model Stock Car Tour. Next week, we're going to be doing 100 laps at Thompson Speedway, followed by another 100 laps at Stafford Motor Speedway. And then that rolls us into our second Triple Crown race at the Oxford Plains Speedway, where we will do 150 green flag laps to see who's going to get some more points for our Triple Crown Series.
Yeah, and while these races are a lot of fun, the ones that count towards the championship and the big trophy at the end of the year are the Triple Crown Series. Devin Landry picked up the win at Hickory to give himself the points lead in that, as it looks like some of our leaders are now going to come down pit road and put some fresh Hoosier rubber to their automobiles. Ryan Kuhn is now on the pit lane, Casey Beatti, and a host of others.
It's like I've never seen a race in New Hampshire before. I hadn't even considered that we might have pit stops here tonight. This is going to shake things up quite a bit.
Yeah, it looks like about every lead lap car is has taken this opportunity to go and grab tires. The fall off is so major here. It's just like you saw in the NASCAR Cup Series at Richmond. If you were to stay out, you were going to be at a severe disadvantage. Looks like the first of those guys to stay out is going to be potentially Jason Ricker is going to be one of them. I believe he is the first lead lap car that is going to try to stay out there on some old rubber.
And it doesn't look like we have Bobby Timmons with us at the moment. I believe he's down on pit road torquing some lug nuts for Brandon Ruzick or whoever else might be down there. He'll be busy at work for the last 18 laps of this main event. Man, I can't wait to see this restart. Ryan Kuhn not going to lead for the first time tonight. He's going to have to work a little bit through some cars that have stayed out. Driver number 72 going to have his work cut out for him. He's got a couple of cars now that don't want to see him win this race. They could make it difficult for him, and you know what? They're within their right to do so.
Yeah, it looks like actually Ben Mazer in the 33 automobile is going to take over the lead with Jason Ricker right behind him. And it's going to be interesting to see how long before those fresh tires are going to come in and take over that top spot, or if those guys can hold on with that all so important track position.
Looking at the front of Mazer's car there, the Valvoline Chevrolet, it's got some significant damage. The 33, at least at this racetrack, damage like that is going to be very aero sensitive. So keep an eye on these first three rows. That 89 car, I believe the 89 is still in the lead lap. He's been in a couple of tussles here tonight. He may have used a couple of fast repairs. The 89 could be a dark horse to work his way from the back to the front.
And it looks like the PP slap worked. Going to single file restarts worked, and we're going to come back to doing a double file restart here and see what happens as the time in the server may come quicker than the laps. Just like in real life, we don't have lights here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, so we might have to call this one due to a server timing out. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting as the pace cars now pulled down the pit lane.
Turn number 4 one more time. Mazer going to get the jump. Green flag in the air. We will see what happens. Will we get to the checkers? Will we run out of time? Ryan Kuhn deciding he's not waiting for either. Drives to the extreme inside. John Peters to his outside. Side by side down the backstretch. Peters gets the run. Kuhn going to have to jump into position.
John Peters, he was backed into the fence pretty early in this one, went to the back, and has now worked his way back to the front with a little bit of strategy. Peters there in that 4th spot has got a hot rod in that 09, but the real fresh tires of Ryan Kuhn lays in wait in the 5th position as there's a lot of pushing and shoving for that 2nd spot.
Yeah, we got one up in the wall a little further back. Looks like everybody, nope. Nobody's holding on there. The 11 car. Oh, the 11, the 8, hard turn into the wall.
Yeah, the 11 and the 8 have had a bad day. The actor Tom Curley used to say, sometimes it's not your day, don't be a part of the show. They've definitely become part of the show as we have about 12 minutes left on the server with 15 laps to go. That wouldn't normally be a big deal at Loudon, as we can get some laps turned here pretty quick once we go green. But these long caution laps that don't count might make it so that this turns into a timed race instead of done by laps.
Well, Mr. Sanborn, what do we think for the end of this one? Are we going to see this thing go to the checkers, or are we going to be looking at the old alarm clock?
The boys are pushing the limit. The boys are pushing the limit on the server time here. It's you know, we chose this big track to kind of avoid this situation because it's nice and big, and well, we got a bunch of nons to racing tonight. It looks like just getting in a wreck every chance that they can possibly get. You know, it's easy. It's, you know, the bad luck for me to say because I got into a bit of a wreck in the heat race there. But this is a racetrack that's really easy not to do that in, and these boys are just running over each other. So we'll see what happens here. Ben Mazer up front. New area for him throughout the night is. Looks as though Ryan Kuhn's back up into the 5th spot here, trying to hawk down the leaders here yet again, as we, again, coming up on a time limit issue.
Yeah, race control going to have an operational meeting here after this one to figure out what they can do in the future to curb this a little bit. Spencer, we're going to go back to green here in just a few moments.
Yeah, keep an eye on that 72. On that last restart, he was all the way down onto the apron, drove in deeper than Charlie Sanborn did earlier in that last chance race. I mean, all the way till he saw Jesus. And keep an eye on that 72 with those fresh tires. But Ben Mazer, Jason Ricker, his strategy might just pay off.
Looks like we've got the 1 to go signal given to the drivers. 10 minutes left in this server. I believe we've got about 15 laps left. I'll have to confirm with Tom here, but now we might be close to getting this thing in. Either way, the show is going to be wild.
If my math is right, we could go 15 laps in like 5 minutes. So if we can go green, we're going to be in really good shape. The key is being able to go green. You know, we're still doing double file restarts here now. If we can get spread out a little bit, we might be able to see this go all the way to the distance.
So the pace car is going to pull in one more time. Ben Mazer in the 33 grabs the hammer. Green flag back in the air.
Huge restart by Ben Mazer. He gets a way better jump than Jason Ricker. That's going to allow Jake Grout to move to the inside of Ricker, right on the bumper of Mazer. But keep an eye on that 72, the 3rd car on the bottom. He's got the freshest tires, and he has the fastest race car. What can he do as he's already taking advantage on John Peters as Jason Ricker and Jake Grout make contact? Ricker up the racetrack, and Grout's going for the lead.
Grout thinking it's go time here tonight. He's got Ricker all over the back bumper. He's got Peters on his back bumper. Ryan Kuhn going to lead a charge on the inside with the 91 of Casey Beatti and the 7 car of Cody Nelson. Nelson trying to turn his night around, but up front, Ben Mazer sees a mirror full of late model race cars, and he's not sure if he likes it.
Mazer feeling pressure now from Ryan Kuhn. Kuhn is into the left rear quarter, not quite able to pull up alongside of him. Now he will as they go down the front straightaway. He's got that inside line, and don't look now, Ryan Kuhn, your new leader as they go through the corner. Casey Beatti right on his rear bumper in his tire tracks, trying to take that 2nd spot away from Ben Mazer.
PJ Moon around in the backstretch. Tyler Wood hard in the wall. Somebody was up in the air. Caution flag going to come back out one more time. Oh, a little bit of contact there off turn number 2 between Wood and PJ Moon. So the double O drivers with the double O's in their names having a good night.
It looks like Justin Galoo gets all kinds of air in this one, too. Big, unfortunate wreck. And you see that 22 automobile. He was up racing for the lead not that long ago, and now he's had a very bad day.
They're going to pull that one back into the garage area. The 43, that car is tore up. That's probably going to need some work on the frame. Maybe probably a new clip on that one. So that's going to be an expensive night in the 43 camp. So, cautions breed cautions.
They sure do. This is where I would say absolutely, but I don't have enough money to put it in the jar for Charlie Sanborn. Ryan Kuhn right now is not listed as the leader. Ben Mazer is listed as your leader yet again, and that's going to put Ryan. So it's going to put Ryan Kuhn to the outside. We score back here on the BFP iLate Model Stock Racing Series. So Ben Mazer has got another opportunity to try and hold on to that lead, but keep an eye on that outside line with Ryan Kuhn and Casey Beatti and see if those two drivers that have been so dominant in this one can battle it out at the front for the win.
The field has dwindled down to about 17 of North America's top late model stock car drivers. Pace car getting ready to pull in. We've got about 5 minutes left. By my math, my Canadian math, we could be about a lap short in this one. This could be the Nahamsha 49 here tonight. Green flag back in the air.
Jake Rout moves down the racetrack to try to challenge Ben Mazer. He's not able to do it. Ryan Kuhn's trying to work that outside line. Looks like it's going to work. Ryan Kuhn is going to take the lead back. Ben Mazer feeling the pressure from Jake Rout and Casey Beatti.
Don Peters thinking about making it 3 wide. Rout there in the 49, stuck in the middle. Ricker trying to roll that outside in car number 9. Looking at a top 5 finish here tonight.
Yeah, that 9 car, Jason Ricker, looks pretty strong all of a sudden. He was going backwards earlier, but he's making it work. They're wrecking a little bit further back in the field, but no caution on the speedway yet. We're still under green, trying to get this one in as Ryan Kuhn continues to lead over Casey Beatti.
Kuhn and Beatti, that has been the story all evening long. Jason Ricker trying to put himself on the podium in car number 9. Mazer with the damage on his race car. A stellar effort to end up in position number 4 so far. But he's got John Peters all over his bumper and his quarter panel and whatever else is on that race car side by side as they round turn number 2.
Looks like catch and flag is back out on the speedway now. That means this is for sure not going to go the distance with 9 laps to go and less than 4 minutes now, it looks like.
Looks like that might have been the boss man. That might have been Brent Roy. Stopped sideways in turn number 2. I'll have to clean my glasses maybe, see what happens here, but I believe that was the 26 car that was stopped, so tough break for them. If I need to be corrected, I will certainly do that.
A couple of guys that are having some strong runs. We talked a little bit about him earlier. Cody Nelson in that 7 car was involved in multiple incidents early on in this one, running in that 6th position. John Peters, of course, really strong in that 09 car after having some early race misfortunes. And Jason Ricker in that 3rd position is a phenomenal run. I don't think any of those guys have anything for Kuhn or Beatti though.
Yeah, it's going to take a slip up from Ryan Kuhn to park himself in victory lane. Casey Beatti would definitely like to do so. For the Orange Army folks in the grandstands here tonight, we've only got a little bit left to go. We're definitely not going to go the distance on this one. 1 lap to go until the green. 2 minutes left on the clock. So now it is a race to the almighty timed checkers. And who is it going to be? Is it going to be Kuhn or Beatti, or has Jason Ricker been holding back in car number 9?
And can Ryan Borges, the gorgeous Borges, number 24, can he keep his top 5 streak alive? He's back in the 7th position now. He's going to need a little bit of a miracle or a slip up from some of those front runners. The pace car is off, and we're green flag racing at the Magic Mile with just minutes to go.
Borges Ryan Kuhn rather picks up a car length on the 91 of Beatti. Ricker on the bumper in the quarter panel of Beatti. Beatti going to try and pull away now, but Ricker thinks he's going to make the draft work. stays in line for the moment. As you can see in the top corner of the screen, there's about 3:16, 3:13 or so left to go between the server and the graphic side of things. Either way, only about 3 minutes left to go, so we will see who ends up with this one. Oh, so far it's Ryan Kuhn trying to park his number 72, the RKM Speed Shop number 72, back into victory lane one more time.
Best battle on the racetrack right now is for the 5th position. Johnny Peters and Cody Nelson right door to door. And now it looks like Peters to the inside of Mazer for the 4th position. Those 4 cars there, Nelson, Borges, all in a line. Going to be some exciting happenings there as Borges tries to keep his top 5 streak alive.
Oh, little contact there. Mazer and Borges heading down into the grass. He will bring the car hard back up into the racetrack. Keeps the position now, but he will work over Ben Mazer one more time. Is he going to trade some paint?
Yeah, a little pass in the grass there for Ryan Borges. He's right back to the back bumper of Mazer. He's going to drive it in deep here. Looked like he was going to try the slide job. Didn't get quite enough track position, but he's definitely quicker than that 33 car as he's got the advantage as they work down the backstretch.
We say that, but that 33, even with all the damage it's had on the front of the Valvoline car, has been rock solid here in the last quarter of this race. Under 2 minutes left to go, coming up on about 90 seconds left. And Borges now makes the pass on the 33 car. So Borges up into the 6th spot. Does he have enough to crack the top 5? Nelson holds on to it for now.
Don't look now, but the 09 of John Peters is coming. Ryan Kuhn is about checked out at the front of the field. Casey Beatti is running strong in 2nd, but here comes John Peters pulling up to the bumper of the Oxford Plains Speedway tech man, Jason Ricker. He's going to look to the inside here going into 1, I believe. Not quite enough track position to get there, but he's not giving up. He wants to be on the BFP podium.
Should be about 3 laps to go by my math. Ryan Kuhn still 1 to 2 car lengths over Casey Beatti. They have checked out over Ricker and Peters. Peters wants to get back on the podium. Had a good run going late 1 week ago at Southern National. Tonight he wants to hold some hardware in victory lane.
Jason Ricker had him at the line, but just barely. Johnny Peters in the 09 is stronger, and he's got the advantage as they work out of 2, but Jason Ricker able to keep that momentum up on the high side and hold on to that track position. It's going to be a door-to-door battle. Ricker a little loose on the top side. Give the 3rd position to Peters.
Peters in the 09 car up into 3rd, and I believe if my time is right, this should be the white flag. White flag in the air. Ryan Kuhn 1.058 miles away from sweet victory here tonight in the Granite State. He will look to bring the RKM Speed Shop number 72 down the backstretch. He will head into turn number 3. Gonna do Massachusetts proud. Ladies and gentlemen, the New Hampshire 50 gonna go to Ryan Kuhn.
And Kuhn, Casey Beatti, John Peters, and at the line, Cody Nelson in the 7 is gonna edge out Jason Ricker for the 4th position. Ryan Borges is going to see his top 5 streak come to an end with the 6th place finish. Sean Kimball, Cody Sanborn, Tyler Jordan, and Adam Jocelyn are going to round out your top 10 in the New Hampshire 50 Lapa here at the Magic Mile.
Oh, goodness. Gonna take a second to catch my breath on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuned in on Facebook, let's give a virtual round of applause and congratulations to 72 Ryan Kuhn, your winner here tonight, setting the all-time wins record with the BFP iLate Model Stock Car Tour Championship run.
And boys and girls, just a quick heads up here. We're going to get the top 3 corralled here on the front stretch, and we are going to do some interviews. Message going out to these drivers here. They're going to find their way into this server here, but Yeah, that was kind of a shit show for sure, but I think all things considered, that could have been way worse. And I think that when Ryan Kuhn hit the line there, we actually ended up doing the full 50 laps. So looks as though we're gonna have a third place finisher in the booth here already, Johnny Peters. How was that, man?
Well, I think that was a disaster. However, I think I probably ended up where I should have finished. I think I was about a third place car, and then I was backwards on lap 10 and 25th the whole race. So, all that considered, I will take third place.
Well, we appreciate you hopping on board, man. With that G&G's gift number 09 looks real good up on the screen here. Who do you want to talk to? Who do you want to thank for all this?
Oh, thank you guys for broadcasting this and giving us something to do. Thanks to everybody who watches. Shout out to G&G's gift and Mr. Timmons. We were watching him like a hawk there in that heat race, and just had some misfortune. I know he thanked all his sponsors on Facebook, so tough break for him, but had a lot of fun out here tonight. Thank you guys for doing this.
Spencer, you want to take the top two here?
Yeah, rolling off or finishing second, the Patrick LaPearl tribute number 91, Casey Beatti. Heck of a run there, just not quite enough to tackle Ryan Kuhn in the 72.
No, Kuhn's always super dominant in any lobby he's in. Once I really saw him in here, I was like, if I have a good run, I'm about best I could finish with second.
Yeah, I mean you were good though. Was there? But you and Ryan Kuhn raced at the front of this field. I don't think you guys ever touched. You guys were door to door. Great, respectful racing. Something that we don't always see here in the BFP iLate Model Stock Series.
Yeah, no, definitely. I didn't want to screw up either of our races running up front. We're both having really good nights. Figured keep it as clean as possible and come home first, second, third, whatever it may be.
Yeah, Casey, you got some people you want to thank for this solid second place finish at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
First, I want to thank you, Charlie, all you guys. A huge shout out to you guys for putting this on and giving us this league. And huge shout out to Kuhn. Congrats, good run to him and RKM Setup Shop. He really helped me get better and better on the sim, and that's about it.
All right. Thank you, Casey. Congratulations on your second place finish. And now to introduce the all-time wins leader in the BFP iLate Model Stock Racing Series. He's also your 2022 Pass North champion. The number 72, the RKM Setup Shop Automobile, Ryan Kuhn. Congratulations on your second consecutive win.
Thank you, guys.
You're good at this iRacing thing. Does this give you any extra confidence going into New Hampshire Motor Speedway with the Pro All-Star Series later in the year?
Yeah, this has always been one of my favorite racetracks in real life. It's such a fun, fast racetrack in real life. Got so much traction. I feel like you need a nice set of cojones to run really good here. But like I said, this racetrack's badass, and I'm pumped to be here.
Oh, you had the dominant car all day long here, all night long. But you stopped for tires and some other guys didn't, and you had to make some pretty daring moves. We looked one time, and I think you were all the way on the apron here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Not something you see since they added the progressive bank.
Yeah, I was thinking on tires that have a little more grip down there, but she didn't really stick all too well, and luckily I was able to keep it off of John there. And but tires didn't really seem to make a huge difference, especially trying to keep the right front on the car. I know Casey said earlier he burned his right front up, and that's why I was able to get away from him. But seems like if we were on equal tires, he's just as quick as I am, and he was right there at the end running some really solid lap time.
Yeah, it was definitely looked like track position was key. I thought you were a little bit better, but you two were just heads and shoulders above the rest of the field. Anybody you want to thank for putting that beautiful number 72 into victory lane here tonight?
Yeah, first off, I'd like to thank Everett's Auto Parts for the real life opportunity to come back this year. Unfortunately, not full time, but part time, and go back to real life racing here next week at New Hampshire. Bernier's Liquors, Modern Auto Body, my team, RKM Setup Shop, Coastal Heritage Bank, my whole RKM team. Beati was helping me in Discord with me, and we were working together. And then Ricker joined late, and we were having a lot of fun. So thanks to my whole RKM crew for all the support and backup I need.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, your all-time BFP iLate Model Stock Series feature winner. He's got 2 out of 3, and I think he's a pretty good case for Thompson next week. My money's on Ryan Kuhn. Give it up one more time for the number 72 machine of Ryan Kuhn.
Thanks, guys.
Heck of a show tonight. I think guys, a lot of cautions there, but really appreciate you guys bringing the action to everybody tonight on Facebook Live. Jesse, Charlie, always a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Just glad to be a part of this. We had a lot of fun there. Middle part of the race, we got pretty wild up on the track, up in the booth. Whatever we need to do to put on a show, we're going to do that. So we will see you in 1 week's time. It's going to be a great season here with the Black Flag Podcast, iLate Model Stock Car Tour. Want to give one final shout out to our friends at Home Track. If you're looking to get to the racetrack soon, but winter's not quite over yet, check out their YouTube channel there at youtube.com/hometrackracing. They follow the O'Brien race family and their adventures as they compete full-time in NEMA and the NEMA Light Series. And if you've ever seen one of those series, they put on one heck of a show, as you saw here tonight with our late model race cars. So if you're looking for something to get you through the next couple of days, weeks, months, whatever it may be, head on over to youtube.com/hometrackracing and enjoy the show. Spencer, Charlie, any final thoughts before we head on to the rest of our work week?
No, I think this has been probably one of our better broadcasts yet. Big shout out to Tom, the modified guy, who's working the 1s and 2s there at BFP Sports 1 with the camera angles and all the overlays. Check his stuff over out on Fence Line Films over on YouTube. He's got a nice Trading Paints page as well too, where he's got all sorts of cool basically replica schemes of the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour and a lot of Open 80 and 125 cars as well too. And from here on out, we're probably going to see you boys next Tuesday. Close this out, Spence.
Yeah, on behalf of New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the Smith family, all of us up here in New England and Canada, me, Jesse, Charlie, Bobby, and the whole Tom and the whole broadcast gang here at BFP Sports 1. We thank you for tuning in tonight, and excited to bring you another 100 laps of racing from Thompson next weekend. Super excited about that. Thanks for joining in, and we're going to see you next Tuesday.